Howdy. We are going live with Julie. Joining us now. Hey. Hey, you.
Hi.
Howdy.
How are you?
We're doing it. I'm so good. I'm so happy we're doing this live.
Me too.
Thank you for making it happen. What was the catalyst? What made you want to do this live and this tarot reading?
Well, because I love you, and I feel like you and me together, we have a really nice flow of energy, and it just creates a magic bubble. I wanted to bring that together.
Totally agreed. You're always
Begin.
making me do new projects and put myself out there in ways that are exciting. So thank you
Yeah.
for making this happen.
Mm-hmm.
You too, queen. You are the queen of new projects and making things happen. So this is perfect. Well, I'm so excited to do a tarot spread for this new moon. It's our first new moon of 2023, which always brings in fresh energy and setting intentions. And it was also Lunar New Year over the weekend. So new beginnings everywhere.
Yes.
It's perfect. Do you want to speak to like the purpose of this reading since it was your beautiful idea?
I personally love new moons. I feel it's a great time for introspection and really sitting in silence and asking yourself the existential questions of where am I going, who am I, what do I want to do, and especially the first new moon of the year. So it's like a fresh start, that symbolically, and a portal that's going to support exciting new changes in your life, and they're going to propel you towards your wildest visions.
Yes.
And first of the year, Lunar New Year. So I feel like it's a great moment to set intentions. It's a new moon in Aquarius. So it's really specifically about every single person's uniqueness.
Yes.
Which is beautiful.
Aquarius is very like unique and marches to their own drum of all the zodiac signs. So that's perfect energy to bring into this reading. The good time. I was reading earlier that it's a really good time to send like to set out of the box intentions that are super aligned with like ourselves on our unique path and are completely independent of like people's expectations of us or expectations that we've placed on ourselves from like an outside source. So I'm excited to
outside of the lines.
Let's go. New year, new me. Amazing. Well, I got some inspiration from someone I follow called Biddy Tarot. She does these amazing spreads for new moons, full moons, all the things. So we're going to kind of do an interpretation of that. It's interesting because this moon is very much focused on with Aquarius, the individual, but we wanted to do a reading. It was Julie's amazing idea to do a reading for the collective. So that anyone who's joining in, we just want to say welcome. We're so happy you're here. And this reading will apply to you, to me, to all of us collectively. And if you have any questions at the end, let me know. And we can, if there's time, pull some cards for your specific questions as well. But we do want to keep it focused on the collective so that everybody can get something out of this. Did I miss anything?
Perfect.
So, um, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
I go with the Rider-Waite Coleman Tarot. That's my go-to in general. Classic. And I always like to open the space by lighting a candle and burning some sage or incense or Palo Santo, and then cleansing the cards. And I think it'd be nice to just close down our eyes for a moment, take a deep breath. We set this space and this container with curious hearts, looking for guidance from our spiritual team, the highest source, so that we can live in alignment with our highest vibration and potential. And we ask our spirit guides to be here and to guide us. So let's begin. I want to start with just one guiding card that is for the collective in this energy here tonight. Whether you're tuning in or you watch this later on, it's a message that the guides want us to hear. So I'm gonna spread my cards out this way on the floor. Let me see if I can turn it around.
Nice.
Mm. 10 of Swords. The cards are saying that we have reached like a culmination, the end of a cycle, and the beginning of something new. So of the 4 suits of the tarot deck, the wands, this is the suit of wands, has to do with our spiritual selves. So to me, this means like we have reached like the end of a cycle of spiritual growth, and that it's time to embrace that message fully and just like surrender into it in order to come into our new year, our new intentions that we're setting. Like before we look forward, it's about recognizing all the growth spiritually, like the maturing spiritually that has occurred. Yeah, moment of appreciation, I think. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Since,
Phoenix
sorry,
energy really, really strongly.
did you say Phoenix energy?
Yes.
Yes.
Rising from the ashes and just, transformation. You got to burn to be reborn. And
Mm-hmm.
the last 2 weeks, like really strong.
Mm. I definitely also feel that like reemergence type of energy. It's felt like a lot kind of came to like a culmination point, and now it's about like being able to embrace that fully and appreciate that whole journey
Yes.
completely in order to be able to look forward for that fresh beginning.
Like a rebirth.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my first like collective question, and you can tell me if this like feels good or not so much resonating, is asking the tarot how to get in touch with our unique gifts that we bring to the table as the collective. Okay, let's do it. Five of Swords. Okay, so Swords is the suit in tarot that has to do with the mind and program thoughts, and five is the number of change. So to me, this card is saying, in order to get in touch with our unique gifts, it's about deprogramming and changing those thought patterns that don't serve. So five can be like a very chaotic number, and you can see in here, it's like there's, swords on the ground, and this guy is holding 3 swords. He can barely like hold all of them. There's like stormy clouds. The water represents like an emotional component underneath. So to me, like, in order to get in touch with those like gifts that are meant to be expressed, it's about removal and detaching from the things that cause us chaos and give us that like confusion and disconnection with others.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Of what no longer serves us for growth.
Exactly. And also that the awareness is like crucial, but it's only step one, because it's also about like detaching and giving ourselves a new story, like giving ourselves permission to follow that new story.
Yeah, taking action.
Yes. Love it. Next question from the Biddy Tarot spread is something along the lines of, where are we being called to speak our truth and communicate our ideas with the world? So for the collective, like, how can we tap into that universal throat chakra of saying what needs to be said in order to raise the collective? Okay, all right, let's do it. Ooh, the devil. Okay, so the devil, the devil. So he definitely represents temptation, and can also bring about, in my experience or interpretation, like a lot of kind of turmoil. And with the question being like where we're called to speak our truth, like there's that saying that's popping in my head that's like, the devil is a liar. And how like so often us not speaking our truth, like it is very tempting to say what you think needs to be said, or go along, or silence yourself and not speak up for what you need. So to me, the devil coming up in this card is like, beware of what you're speaking or not speaking into the world, because
Mhm.
that's like the first, that, that's like our first like outward way to manifest. Like our
Absolutely.
manifestations like come from, they're like downloads, right? We have it like come through our crown chakra, we visualize it at our third eye, and then as it moves down the chakras, your vibration, your voice is like the first way to make it real in the world. Um, so yeah, when we're being called to speak our truth and communicate our ideas with the world, I think it's like choose wisely. Don't just like
Yes, I think also very
speak.
connected to uniqueness.
Connected to what?
To uniqueness, to being your
Mm,
authentic.
yes.
So many of us walk around with masks. So many of us
Yes.
walk like their own, in their own story that's been written for them.
Yes. Yeah. It's like
It's
be careful to not like start to believe it yourself, you know?
exactly, and don't be afraid to step into your truth and be
Yes.
your truest self. Because I think
Yes.
also every single person is what makes the collective.
Hmm.
Mm,
Yeah. And how fear is also like an extension of that like devil energy. And like you're saying, that fear of seeming like, you know, being afraid of who we are without that mask is just like confusing everything. So
absolutely.
yeah, stick to your truth and your authenticity, authentic voice.
What's that? I love that quote. You were born an original, don't die a copy. I think it's John Mason.
Oh,
Yes.
it's a really good one. You're certainly an original, Julie.
Sweetheart.
um, okay, next question. How how do we best break away from disempowering behavior patterns?
Oh, nice.
Hmm. Okay, we got eight of pentacles. Immediately what sticks out to me is, you know, there's a lot of like order and like industriousness. Like he's definitely like getting to work. Um, eight in numerology is very like stable and grounded. And Pentacles is the suit of um, the physical aspect of your being. So, how to break away from disempowering behavior patterns? Like this to me says like you're gonna have to work at it. Like it's gonna require conscious effort. Um,
Right.
and like you're already doing it. Like you've already been at it. This isn't like one of Pentacles where it's like you're at the beginning. Like it's 8 out of 10. So it's like you've been building.
Yes.
So keep building on these. And it also has an emphasis on the physical world. So it's like, what are the aspects of your physical life that are supporting you and making you feel empowered, that support you and allow you to break away from disempowering things? So, you know, for me personally, it was like moving out of like a scary, unsafe living situation. and also focusing on like healing my physical body.
Yes.
Um, for other people, it can be, finally buying a
A
house or
new,
finally selling that, or what was that?
yes. A new project.
Yeah.
For me, specifically, a new project that I've been working on for the last 2 years. And it's been really a challenge. And I'm a bit in a dip where I'm like, oh, is this ever going to work? But, and it's about keep going,
Yeah.
keep going, never give up. For another person, it's addiction that they've been fighting for such a long time. And it's just keep going. You're like, keep
Yeah,
going, you're on the
for
way.
sure. There's an element of like recognizing our past efforts, definitely. And recognizing for yourself in your own story, like what are the things that you know are good for you and supporting you. Like keep
Yeah.
more of that. Like turn up the volume on that.
Yeah. Kind of feeling seen, heard, and understood by
Yeah.
others, but also by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
100%. Okay. Love
Yes.
that for us. Next question. How can we access our genius and think outside the box? Love this question.
Oui.
Ooh, wasn't I just talking about this
Oh my
one?
God.
Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so this is definitely an energy of like a new beginning and a fresh start. And I love these ace cards because it's like a hand coming down from the heavens and like giving you a gift. So, and it's almost like, giving you that like permission to begin. So I think this is very much supportive energy of like, hey, that thing that you have been like waiting to start, the universe is saying, do it. And it's pentacles, so it's like the physical world. So it's like, projects, um, jobs, living situations, like things that are good for your physical body, or I don't know, it's almost like, you know,
Is
write the book, open the bakery, like do the
right.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah. How can we access our genius and think outside the box? It's almost like that crazy idea that keeps like nagging at you that you've been putting
Yes.
off for however long. The universe is like, that's your genius. Like
Yes.
you, and you have this like supportive energy from like your spirit world and your whole cosmic team of angels to like lift
Yes.
you and support you. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Love it. There you go, Julie. Another project to start. Okay, let's see. Okay, next question is how to connect meaningfully with our communities and those who align with a higher vibration for the future.
Mm.
Let's Hmm. Okay, so we got Nine of Swords. I mean, sorry, Four of Swords. It's not a 9. Um, what's coming through is like stop like overthinking it,
Mm,
you know, in trying to connect with people who align with that vibration and that higher vision. It's about just embodying that vibration rather than sitting around worrying about like how am I going to make these friends? How am I going to connect with these people? It's like 4 again is that stability number. So when you just find those things that like put your mind at ease,
mm,
whether it's like meditation or just getting a good night's sleep or like whatever helps you, like helps the
ground.
mind really calm and be at ease, like
Mm,
that's the energy to bring into like seeking out these new connections.
yes, finding your tribe.
Yeah, like it's less about like outward seeking and finding and more about just be
Yes,
that person and it'll come to you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Be authentic self. When you
Yeah.
self, your surrounding are changing. The people you're attracting are changing because you're
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah.
You're growing, transforming.
And it starts with like an energy.
The tribe, so important. You know, I love this quote. It is not about the journey nor about the destination, but it is about the company.
Mm,
Mm.
so true. Your relationships are literally everything.
You can get
And I think
through any
like
sport.
what's that?
You can get through everything with support of the right people,
Yes.
your tribe.
Yes. And I think that goes, this question is, how to connect meaningfully with people who are like aligned with that vibration. It
Absolutely.
it goes beyond like, work or projects or what you're creating. Like I think that also it extends into like your friend groups, which you reserve the right to evolve and change and grow with you at all times. And also, you know, relationships, family relationships, romantic relationships. It's like when you stop efforting so much. To me, this card is like stop, yeah, efforting so much and just kind of allow. And then when you embody it first, then the universe matches you.
From slow to flow. Actually,
It all comes full circle. Um, okay, and the last question, I'm stuck between two, so maybe you can help me decide.
yes, of course.
The first option is what is the highest intention for our collective freedom?
Oh,
Whoa. And the other is how can we collectively benefit from expressing vulnerability?
oh,
Or
they're
we can
both
do both.
great. Yeah, let's do.
Okay.
I,
Well, let's go with the vulnerability one first. How can we collectively benefit from expressing vulnerability? Because I feel like that's a good one to play off of the relationships one.
yes, vulnerability is sexy.
Yes, it is. And hard.
Oof, going
Okay.
down the.
Mm.
Oof.
love tarot so much. It just always comes through. It's not about your head and your heart being at war. It's not about this struggle of like, oh, my mind says one thing, but my heart says something else. Like, it's about like laying down the swords and living from that heart space, because the mind is designed to keep us safe. It's biologically programmed for however long human beings have been around to keep us safe and alive. And the heart is where our expansion and our growth and our like courage and our big dreams come from. So how can we collectively benefit from expressing vulnerability? It's like when we stop denying ourselves of like our truest desires and visions for our life, that's when we can live in our authenticity and then connect on a level that's actually true.
Yes. The world would be, I think, a better place if people could swap ego for vulnerability.
Yes.
For me, also, I've been doing my Tantra practitioner with the Embodied Awakening Academy, and the way she puts it, and I love that, is she said, we walk through life with an open heart. It is broken, it is hurt, it has been through so many stories, but it's open.
If we let it be, I think that's the trick.
Daily practice.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow. I'm curious about your training. Like, what have you found from the training to help you practice that vulnerability in just everyday life?
It's blowing my mind. Like, really, I'm doing so much work on myself, and everything is shifting outside of myself. And I'm just letting it happen, just letting it flow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Incredible. How it like mirrors like the inner work and then the outer world like meet you there.
Intense. Definitely. Shadow work is
So what's a daily vulnerability practice that we can incorporate going into our new moon and going forward?
What has been my biggest takeaway from this training is that to add in my daily practice an emotional practice. So you know how we like meditate and go for a run and go for a walk and write in our journal and, you know, gratitude, but there's nothing on the emotional body. Like, so add this like every day. What are you afraid of? And then shake. You know, shake it all out. Dance. Like, what are you angry about? You know, pound the pillow with your forearms, not with the, because you can hurt yourself. And just, you know, scream in a pillow, scream underwater and shake, you know. And that anger is often sadness. So feel that deep sadness in your heart and just crack the heart open and feel the pain. So you can.
That's amazing. Something I just had a conversation with my therapist about this today, and she was saying like feel it fully, but resist the urge to attach a story to it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It's just about letting it like move through you fully, and then at one point it just like shifts. Like you feel it and then it breaks.
Yes, like an observer.
Yeah.
Like the clouds
Yeah.
in the sky. You are the sky. So you can see the clouds passing. You don't let them, you don't get stuck into them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ooh, I love it.
Me too.
Juicy. Okay. What is the highest intention for collective freedom?
I love that.
It's a big question. Three of Wands. The question was, what is the highest intention for collective freedom? It's about focusing on what we're creating. So, 3 in numerology is creation. You know, like mother, father, create a child. Wands is the suit, again, that we started with here. That is our spiritual bodies. So, highest intention that we're creating. For the collective freedom, it's about creating from that place that is spiritually prosperous and curious and spiritually oriented. Like, and I love this card because he's obviously like on a hilltop, but if you can see down here, like these are little boats. It's
Oh,
like
wow.
he's looking out. I used to think it was like a field, and then I observed it closer and saw it in other forms, and I was like, oh my God, that's like the ocean. He's looking out over this ocean at like sunrise or sunset and just seeing so far. And those boats represent like possibilities and being transported to other lands. And to me, this card is like when we focus on the possibilities for our world from that place that is spiritually curious and expansive, that's when we kind of raise up everything. And it's, again, going back to what we said before about like getting out of your head, dropping into the
Yes,
heart, you know, living it, speaking from our truth, and like clearing out the mind and that mental turmoil, you know? Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. And also, 3, so the numerology of 3 with this card makes me think of, so we just entered the year of the rabbit in Chinese astrology. And the rabbit is known for like procreating and having just like tons and tons of baby rabbits, you know? And so that whole energy of like creation and prosperity and abundance and like never too much, like just like an endless spring is very
Yes.
much that energy that as a collective we're entering into, which is cool.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's also a soft and gentle energy, which we need. Very much
Aquarius.
looking forward to that. What
Yes,
about
me
Aquarius?
too. The water bear.
Mm.
Nurturing. Mm.
Yes. Aquarius is also interesting because you would think it would be a water sign, but it's not. It's air.
Yeah,
So it brings in that element of like not being like not what you expect. Just being
absolutely
unique.
unique.
Are there, I want to open it up to like if any of the lovely human beings who have joined our live, um, if you guys have any questions on cards that you want me to pull, or Julie, if you have anything you want to further dive into, I'm happy to stay for a bit with a few more cards if you want. What you think? Any burning questions still in your mind?
I I feel like we've covered everything I had in my heart to share. Maybe you
Mm.
have a
I think I just want to ask, like, what is. Oh, we got a question from my sis. Hi,
yay.
Mommy. What is good energy to keep at heart for the remainder of winter before we start springing it up? I love this question. It's very
Good.
much aligned with what my question was. Let's ask. Thanks for your question, sis. What is good energy to keep at heart for the remainder of winter before spring? Hmm. Seven of Pentacles, which is interesting because 2023 is a 7 year. Um,
Mm.
Seven is our energy of aligning with our like purpose. And Pentacles is how that manifests in the physical world. So keep our focus on those habits, surroundings, relationships, food, practices, like the things that we do in our daily lives that help us align to our highest purpose.
Mm.
That's what's gonna that's what the universe is saying. Keep your efforts focused on that. And then seven, it's also like kind of like our eight of pentacles. Remember this one? How it was like there's this energy of like you're not brand new at this, you know?
Mm.
Like you're at 7 of 10. So you're very, very much like you've already put in a lot. You're
Mm.
almost like looking at the like fruits of your harvest, but it's not quite time to collect them yet, you know? So we're still tending
Mm.
to our garden. And he looks a little tired and kind of like, okay, like, he's putting in a lot of work to like make this beautiful spiritual garden flourish. But like keep going. It's like recognizing your efforts and then also encouraging you to keep doing these things that you know are feeding your soul so that
Yes.
like now is not the time that your harvest is in bloom. You're still very much growing and tending to things. And I think by the spring, we're going to see the
Yes, you've been
fruits of
planted.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. Tuning in
Yes.
from LA.
Mm.
Aw, I love that. Yeah,
Me
to
too.
me, it's always interesting to kind of line up all the cards that we've gotten so far.
Mm.
And it's very much this energy of stay in your truth, don't
Yeah.
hide your voice, recognize all of your hard work that has allowed you to enter this. Like, you've done so much to get here, and the universe
Mm.
wants to acknowledge that in you, and just quiet that mind, like resist the temptation to be anyone else or say anything that's not fully in alignment with who you are for whatever reason, and ground down into those practices that you know are really good for you, that you've discovered along the way. Allow your like wild dreams to come forth, because that's your calling and your mission. As scary as it may be, you're blessed and you have all the
Yes.
support to do that. Your tribe is just going to attract when you calm the mind and align yourself to that vibration. Listen to your heart, you know, keep
Mm.
working at it, keep doing what you're doing. And if we can all focus on this collective vision of using this like rabbit year energy to bring about our unique brilliance into the world, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Thank you so much, gorgeous.
My
Love you.
pleasure. Thank you to the cards. I love you. Thank you to our guides for allowing these messages to come through. And it's just, it strikes me every time at how the wisdom that comes through from tarot is like so simple and straightforward. And
Mm.
also, you're like, I needed to hear that today. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, Julie. This was fun. Thank you, Madi, for your question. Everyone who tuned in, what a
Lauren.
pleasure to do this. Wait, I missed it.
Thank you, Lauren, for your magic.
Oh, love you. Let's do more. This was fun.
Yes, yes,
I like this
definitely.
being a little new moon tradition. What do you think?
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
Mm.
We can tune in. We can like check up and see how all of this is playing out.
Yes, fantastic.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. I feel complete.
Me.
Sending you all the magic for everything that this moon holds for all of us.
Oui.
Okay, see you.